All right, everyone, get ready, because today we are going to do a deep dive into all the reviews and articles and everything we could find about the new M4 Mac Mini.
Yeah, this new Mac Mini.
It's got the tech world kind of going crazy.
Absolutely.
So we've got a ton of stuff here.
Yeah, we've got
The Verge, we've got Apple Insider, we've got Mac Rumors, Ars Technica, even some YouTube reviews from Brian Tong and Marquise Brownlee.
Yeah, those are good ones.
And we're going to really try to figure out what is interesting, what's exciting about this new Mac Mini, and most importantly, is it worth all the hype? Is it worth your money?
Right, and what's really interesting about this particular Mac Mini is that it's the first redesign in like 15 years.
Oh, wow.
So it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so the first thing that jumps out at you from every single one of these sources is the size. This thing is tiny.
It's tiny.
I mean, it's smaller than a roll of duct tape.
Yeah.
It's smaller than an Apple TV. It's smaller than like an R5 camera with a lens on it.
Yeah.
That's how small this computer is.
It's wild.
It's pretty amazing.
And that really speaks to the efficiency of Apple Silicon.
Right.
The old Mac Mini
Right.
with the Intel platform was just a completely different beast.
Yeah.
This is Apple Silicon really showing its advantages.
So speaking of advantages,
Yeah.
another thing that caught our eye was the price.
The price is crazy.
$599
Yeah.
for a Mac
For a Mac,
with 16 gigs of RAM standard.
like what? I mean, that's nuts.
That's unbelievable. It might be the best value in the entire Apple lineup right now.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, for that price, you're getting a machine that can handle pretty much all your day-to-day tasks.
Right. And even some prosumer stuff, too.
Exactly.
And speaking of prosumer, the reviewers were blown away by the performance of this thing, especially the M4 Pro version.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Tong, for instance, ran a Final Cut Pro export test.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the M4 Pro exported a 15-minute video in just over a minute.
That's insane. It's crazy.
Like, the performance gains with these new chips are just incredible.
And it's not just anecdotal either.
Right.
The benchmarks back it up.
Yeah, if you look at the benchmarks.
The M4 Pro's multi-core performance
Yeah.
is rivaling the 2022 M1 Ultra.
I know.
That's a machine that was top of the line just a year ago.
Right.
And this little thing is beating it.
Yeah, that's the kind of performance leap that we're talking about.
It's unbelievable.
Incredible.
So while we're talking about the design, can we talk about the front-facing ports?
Yeah.
Finally, Apple did it.
It only took them 15 years.
I know, it's only taken 15 years.
The Verge reviewer was really happy about that.
Yeah.
I think anyone who's ever had to plug something into the back of a Mac will agree
Yeah, I'm sure.
that front-facing ports are a good thing.
Yeah, but I do have to say, I was a little bit disappointed that there's no SD card slot.
Yeah?
I know Brian Tong was really hoping for that.
I was too.
I was too.
That would have been great.
It would have been a really nice addition.
Yeah.
But you know what else is interesting? They moved the power button
Oh, yeah.
to the bottom
Yeah, I saw
of the
that.
machine.
It's weird.
Mark Brownlee actually called it dumb enough to get memed on,
Yeah.
which I thought was funny.
But not a deal breaker, though.
Not a deal breaker.
No. I mean, it's a little weird, but you get used to it.
Yeah, it's just a little quirky.
A little quirky.
But I think what all this kind of leads up to is like, who is this machine really for?
Right.
Is this for like your everyday user? Is this for a creative professional?
Yeah, who is this for?
What do you think?
Well, if you look at all the reviews, it seems like the base M4 Mac Mini is kind of positioned as like the entry-level Mac.
Right.
But it's surprisingly capable.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can do coding on it, you can do photo editing.
You can do multi-monitor setups.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
It's pretty amazing.
It really is.
But I do have to wonder if Apple is kind of holding back on some of the features to like push people toward the Mac Studio,
Yeah.
like the limited Thunderbolt ports, the lack of an SD card slot.
It makes you wonder, on the base model, like, are they trying to get us to spend more money?
Right.
What do you think?
Well, Apple Insider made a good point that upgrading RAM or storage through Apple is actually super expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So it might actually be better to just get external storage.
Okay.
So it seems like Apple's definitely working that price ladder magic.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then there's this whole other angle that Mark Brownlee brought up about the Mac Mini as like a portable workstation.
Oh, yeah.
He actually argued that the maxed out M4 Pro Mac Mini could be like the ultimate portable workstation for certain users.
Right. And it makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like the M4 Pro chip is super powerful and it's in this tiny little package.
Right.
Plus you've got Thunderbolt 5 support for multiple high-resolution displays.
Yeah. So for professionals on the go,
Yeah.
it's actually a pretty compelling option.
It is.
Right.
It's a really interesting idea.
And you know what? I can already see it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can see a filmmaker walking into a coffee shop, pulling out their Mac Mini. Right.
Hooking it up to a portable monitor, and bam,
Yeah.
they've got a full-fledged editing suite.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It is pretty cool.
Like, this little computer is really challenging what we think of as, like, a powerful computer.
Yeah, it really is.
It's pretty wild.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
For sure. And it really makes you think, like, why does the Mac Mini even exist alongside the Mac Studio?
Yeah, that's a question that Mac Rumors brought up, too.
Like, if this little guy is so capable,
Right.
why even bother with the bigger, more expensive one?
I think one answer is, like, flexibility.
Yeah.
You know, the Mac Studio is a lot more modular. It's got all those extra ports and stuff. So it's like, if you want to really customize it, if you want to really expand it, you go for the Mac Studio.
It's like a computer you can grow with.
Right, exactly.
Whereas the Mac Mini is more like, you buy it.
And that's it.
That's what you got.
Right, like a Swiss Army knife versus a really, really good pocket knife.
Exactly.
So, but then there's this other side of it, too.
What's that?
Future-proofing.
Oh, yeah. Like, Apple's going all in on Apple Silicon.
Right.
And this Mac Mini really seems like a glimpse into the future.
Absolutely.
Like a future where you can't even tell the difference between a desktop and a mobile workstation.
Right, like what even is a desktop anymore?
Right.
When you can have this tiny little machine.
That's more powerful than most desktops.
Exactly.
I can already see it. You walk into a co-working space,
Mm-hmm.
you pull out your Mac Mini,
Plug it into a monitor.
boom, full editing suite.
Done.
It's pretty amazing.
It really is.
But, okay, let's be real for a second.
All
Like,
right.
visions are great, but how does this actually work in real life?
Right.
Can this thing handle professional workflows?
Well, the reviewers who tested it with video editing and other demanding tasks were pretty impressed.
Yeah.
They said the performance was comparable to much larger, much more expensive machines.
Yeah, Brian Tong ran a 45-minute video export test in Premiere Pro,
Oh, wow.
and the M4 Pro finished it in just under 24 minutes,
Really?
only 10 seconds slower than an M1 Max MacBook Pro.
That's incredible.
That's nuts.
It's like they put a supercomputer in a little tiny box.
Exactly, and we can't forget about that Final Cut Pro export test either.
Right.
15-minute video exported in just over a minute?
Come on.
That is speed.
It's crazy.
It's efficiency.
I can save you so much time.
If you're a professional who's, working against the clock,
Absolutely.
it's a game changer.
It is.
Though I did see some reviewers saying that they wish the base model had more than 2 Thunderbolt ports.
Yeah, 3 Thunderbolt ports on the back might not be enough for everyone.
Especially if you're using it as like a stationary workstation.
Right. And the lack of USB-A ports might be a problem for some people.
Yeah, if you've got older peripherals.
Exactly.
But most of the reviewers did say that those 2 front-facing USB-C ports kind of make up for it.
Yeah, having easy access to those ports for like your phone or a hard drive is really convenient.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's all about finding that balance
Right.
between connectivity and size.
Apple really wanted to make this thing tiny.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to make sacrifices for that.
But even with those sacrifices, this thing seems to be a real winner.
Yeah, it's a powerful machine.
That's tiny.
Affordable.
Yeah, and that price is hard to beat.
$599
For a Mac.
with 16 gigs of RAM?
Like, come on.
That's unheard of.
It's a steal.
It's a great value.
All the reviewers seem to agree on that.
Absolutely.
This is one of the best Macs you can buy right now.
It really is.
So where do we go from here?
What do you mean?
Like, what's next for the Mac Mini?
Right.
Will it keep getting smaller?
Will it turn into something completely different?
What do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
It really is.
Apple has really pushed the limits with the M4 chip,
Yeah.
but technology never stops moving.
Right. So who knows what they'll come up with next?
Yeah,
Maybe we'll finally get that SD card slot.
maybe they'll find a better place for the power button.
Maybe they'll just completely blow our minds.
Yeah, who knows?
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm excited to find out.
Me too.
You know, one thing that I think is going to be interesting is how accessory makers are going to react to this new form factor.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Like all those stands and docks that were designed for the old, taller Mac Mini.
Right.
They're not going to work with this new square one.
So it's like a whole new market for accessories is about to open up.
Exactly. Like Satechi's already redesigning their products.
Oh, wow.
Specifically for the new Mac Mini.
So they're ahead of the game.
Yeah, they're on top of it.
It's going to be interesting to see what everyone else comes up with.
I know. I'm picturing all these tiny little cases and stands.
Yeah. Perfectly tailored for this little computer.
It's really cool.
You know, it really speaks to the appeal of the Mac Mini
Yeah,
Like, this is a machine that's always been about creativity and innovation.
absolutely.
And this new one is no different.
Not at all.
But speaking of design,
Yeah.
I have to bring up the power button again.
Oh, the power button?
I know it's not a big deal,
Yeah.
but it's just so weird.
It's like they did it on purpose.
Yeah, right?
Like they just wanted to mess with us.
Maybe it's their way of reminding us that even in a world of perfect technology, there's still room for a little bit of fun.
A little bit of quirkiness.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Like, it's not all serious business,
Right.
you know?
It's a good point.
It's still about people.
Technology is for people.
Yeah, even with all the advancements and all the crazy stuff we can do with computers now,
Right.
it's still those little human touches
Yeah.
that make a product memorable.
I agree.
I think the M4 Mac Mini really embodies that.
Yeah. With its tiny size, its power,
Yeah.
and it's just so cool.
It's like a little machine that's saying, hey, go out there and create something amazing
Exactly.
and have fun doing it.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the M4 Mac Mini,
We have.
but what does it all actually mean for you?
Right, for the listener.
Well, if you're looking for a powerful and affordable Mac,
Mm-hmm.
that won't take up a ton of space. The M4 Mac Mini should be on your list.
Definitely.
But you don't have to take our word for it.
Right.
Go check out the sources yourself.
Read the reviews.
We're talking The Verge Apple Insider,
Mac Rumors, Ars Technica.
all the good ones,
Yep.
and of course those YouTube deep dives
Oh, yeah. Those are good.
from Brian Tong and Marcos Brownlee.
They really get into the details.
Yeah, they've got the benchmark scores.
They actually use the products.
You'll get the full picture.
Absolutely.
And hey, maybe you'll even find some stuff that we missed.
Right.
Like that whole debate about whether Apple is holding back the base model
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
to push people to the Mac Studio.
It's a real
It's
possibility.
just a fascinating discussion.
It really is.
So here's a final thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
If this little Mac Mini is already this capable,
Mm-hmm.
where does it go from here?
Yeah. What's next?
What does the future hold?
Will it get even smaller?
Will it get even more powerful?
What crazy new features will they come up with?
Right, or will they completely change direction
Ooh, I like that.
and do something totally unexpected?
Yeah, who knows?
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
It's exciting to think about.
It really is.
Imagine a Mac so small it fits in your pocket.
Oh, wow.
The possibilities are endless.
Well, that's about it for our deep dive into the M4 Mac Mini.
Yeah, that was fun.
We hope you learned something new.
And maybe even got a little bit excited about the future of tech.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.